Hey chess kids, National Master James Canty III here, and today we're looking at the top 3 opening traps. Let's look at the first one. This is called the Gauss Mate, e4, e5, knight f3, and knight to c6. So knight f3 is a very good move, of course, as we're attacking the pawn and developing a piece. And black does the same, but actually defending instead of attacking, but also developing. Very nice. Bishop to c4, which is a standard move, attacking the f7 pawn, which is a weak point for black here. And after bishop to c4, we do see d6, which is a sort of passive move. There were some better moves for black to play, but nevertheless, it's not a bad move here. It just blocks the bishop inside the pawn chain instead of outside, which we're going to do with ours here. After d3, locking our bishop outside the pawn chain and not inside. So after d6, knight to c3 from white, saying, hey, I'm just going to keep developing. Not a bad idea to do so. Bishop to g4. Black saying, I'm going to play pretty aggressive here. Bishop to g4 is on the board. I'm going to pin this knight. So you have an option of breaking the pin with bishop e2. But we've already moved it to c4. So moving it again just wouldn't help us too much. Or we can play h3 in hopes that he actually captures or moves away, unpinning the knight. So after h3 here, well, black's saying, I don't want to give you the bishop pair, which is an advantage. So we play bishop h5 to keep the pin here. Now, bishop h5, black was intending to do some good here and actually keep the pin. But in reality, actually, black made a decisive mistake here. The game is actually over here after knight takes e5. Wow. What do you mean? My queen's hanging. Why would I take this pawn here? It looks like I don't know what I'm doing. It looks like I'm an elementary player and I just hung my queen here and I just don't know what I'm doing. But actually, bishop takes d1 was setting a trap. Bishop takes f7. Whoa, what do you mean? Hey, I'm okay. I can just move my king to e7. I can't take this because the knight's defending. So my king goes to e7 and I'm laughing at white now because your knight's hanging. And I'm going to remove my bishop, or you can take my bishop. I'm going to take your knight. But you're down a queen, says black, until knight d5 check is checkmate. Wow, look at that. King can't go here. I can't take this bishop. I can't go here. I can't go here because of this knight. It's actually checkmate. Gauss mate, a very fun mate there. A queen sacrifice ending in style there after this move here. Bishop h5 was just not good. Knight takes e5. And sacrificing the queen and delivering checkmate a few moves later. That was the Gauss Mate. Now let's go into the Englund Gambit Trap. Very nice. d4 is the starting move, and black plays e5. Weird looking move. You would usually see what, d5 or knight f6 or something, maybe even e6, but not e5. Voluntarily sacrificing the pawn in the beginning of the game. Now, of course, when you gambit a pawn, it's usually for rapid development or something greater. So after this e5 move happens, well, he's going to capture it. He says, I accept. I don't know what this weird opening is you're doing. And then knight to c6, I'm going to attack this pawn. They're doubled here, so it's easier to attack it. So knight to c6. And then knight f3 says, hey, I'm not going to give you that pawn that easy. I'm going to defend it. And now this very strange move from black. Queen to e7, very strange. You have other moves you can make. The knight actually can't go here, and it's not good to put our knights on the rim. And the bishop didn't have many squares. So queen e7, even though it's very strange, it's actually pretty accurate. Attacking the pawn once again, saying, hey, I'm going to get my pawn back, whether you like it or not, says black. And after queen e7, bishop f4 here actually defending. So now white's saying, not so easy. You're not going to take this pawn here. But this queen on e7 is a dual purpose move. Actually, it's attacking this pawn, but also queen b4 check. That was our intention here. Actually attacking the bishop, a double attack, but also a triple attack, attacking b2 as well. So now that my bishop's hanging, white says, whoa, hey, my bishop's hanging and I'm in check. You know what? I'm going to defend both by removing my bishop from the square it was on and also defending the check and attacking the queen all at the same time. White feels great. And then black says, hey, I'm going to grab my pawn back now. I'm going to grab my pawn back. These pawns are double here. Now I'm attacking a rook here. And white plays bishop c3, saying, hey, I'm going to attack your queen. If you take my rook, I'm going to take your queen here. So that's no good. And you're just going to have to move your queen. And I'm also defending this pawn once again. So I'm doing fine as white. That's what white says until bishop to b4 is played, where the bishop's now pinning the bishop. A bishop is pinned to the king. This is very rare that you actually have these kind of positions here where you can't take this queen at all because the bishop is pinned to the king here. So it's not a good move. You can't do anything with the bishop besides actually playing queen to d2. Queen to d2 defends the bishop. So now if you try to capture my bishop, I'm going to take with my queen and not my knight, because my knight, I'll hang my rook here. So now, hey, I'm okay. Thanks a lot, black. Thanks a lot for, giving me the position I wanted here. I'm able to keep a pawn. I'm doing quite fine. But after queen takes c3, here it is, guys. Are you ready? What is the move on the board? What would you actually play in this position? Here it is. Queen c1 mate. Wow, that's a shocker. Didn't see that one coming. When does that ever often that you ever see a position where the queen is so far into the position to deliver mate like this? Very rare situation here. And again, the Englund Gambit is a very fun opening to play after e5, taking knight to c6, attacking the pawn. We play queen e7 to attack it again. And it's just all attacking chess, which is some of the most fun chess to play. Queen takes b2. We're going to pin that bishop to the king, so you can't take anything. And the queen says, hey, we're going to defend it. We're going to defend it. Bishop takes. And if knight takes, we take the rook. And if queen takes, we actually checkmate. So that's the Englund Gambit, guys. And here's the last one, the fishing pole trap, or the fishing pole game, fishing pole trap. It's very fun. Actually, it's a very fun one. Here it is. e4, e5, knight f3, and knight to c6 comes from the Roy Lopez. So shout out to everyone that loves the Roy Lopez. It's a very common, popular, classical opening. Bishop b5 and knight to f6 here, an open type of way of playing. I'm going to take on e4, says black. Castles, and then knight to g4. Whoa, what are we doing? This is breaking the rules. We should be developing in castles and just, worrying about the center and things like that. Knight to g4, what is this move? Well, sometimes, if you are prepared, you can actually play the correct traps in certain positions. And this one is actually setting up a trap. Looks kind of weird. Like, why is the knight here? White should just kick me away and I have to go back home. And I just lost the tempo here. Like, why would I just give him a free move? Well, let's see what happens. h3 is the move here. And you would think black just needs to remove the knight, right? We just have to move the knight. But actually, we play h5. Whoa, why are we giving up a knight here? This doesn't make sense. He's going to take my knight, which he does. That's 3 points. We're going to take the pawn back. We only got 1 point for that. What is this? Well, if you look at the compensation or what you have in the position, this rook is actually helping in an attack here. This h-file is very deadly. So after knight e1, we have the move here. If you ever see a rook attacking a king or somewhere close, you definitely want to bring the queen in there just to help out. Queen h4, what a beautiful move here, threatening checkmate in 2 different squares. So we want to run away by playing f3 or f4. So white plays f4, so if we check or check, we're running away and we're not getting checkmated, at least not yet. So after f4, there's g3, cutting off the king's escape square. So you can't escape anymore, no matter where you move the rook to. We would love to check here, but that's not checkmate. We have 2 squares for checkmate, or actually 1 for checkmate, which is queen h1, and queen h1 checkmates, and that is game over. Actually, right there, guys, a fishing pole trap, once again, starts with this easy and fun move, knight to g4, and then hoping that he plays h3, and then we play h5, and as soon as they capture it, we recapture back, and the game is virtually over there with this fishing pole trap here. g3, trapping the king in, and we checkmate from there. So these were the top 3 opening traps, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm JediMaster James Canty III, and I'll see you guys on the next video.